Hi, Aggie. How are you?
Uh, Good, thanks. I just thought no one will show up again, but yeah.
Nobody does. Maybe you can give me a summary of what's in the 0.14 release, and we can call it a
Uh,
yeah.
yeah, I mean, we've already summed it up in the release notes. I'm actually going to open them just not to miss something. It's mainly services,
Mhm.
service support, and a little bit of UAA. So yeah, we just got it yesterday. It has fairly complete managed services support. It mainly the main thing that we find is binding and unbinding from instances because previous release introduced registering of brokers, creating instances, but not deleting them. So I think all delete operations are implemented and the bind operation is also implemented, which means that you can already do some useful stuff with brokers. And we took the extra effort to test with the Spring implementation to validate that our controllers are behaving correctly. So we're pretty confident that the basic things should be working. There will, of course, be things like parameters and stuff that will be left for follow-on releases and maybe if some people find bugs. But yeah, service support fairly complete. The UAA is just an experimental kind of not really UAA integration, but a way to enable a UAA instance that you can authenticate against, which means that you can use the standard CF COI without the CF1K8s feature flag. So you can target Griffey just as if it was classic CF and log in against a UAA instance, but you have to bring your own. We don't tell you how to do this just about yet. And you can take an existing one from your classic CF, for example. You only have to make sure that the Kubernetes cluster that's running Griffey is trusting that UA instance via OIDC. It's all documented in the release. You can find links from the release notes. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Of course, there are many small things like missing endpoints implemented and some small contributions. There is also a performance improvement. Listing is maybe about 100 times faster now, uh, which is also neat. But yeah, the performance improvement also comes along with the breaking change, which should not really be noticed by users because there is a migration job that should handle everything transparently. But we've also dropped a couple of Helm values, just small things, nothing. There might be some things for existing users to do, but not big things. And it should all be covered in the release notes. So that's more or less it.
Yeah, I noticed a bunch of things changed on the services side.
Mhm.
So I was happy to note that there's progress there
Yeah,
compared
I
to the
mean,
previous release.
I think that's probably it for services for now. I know that some colleagues are going to experiment a little bit more with more productive brokers, so maybe some bugs will come from this vector, or maybe the community might also find some bugs. But apart from this, I think we'll probably shift towards doing things like user management. We have been talking about this for a long time. There's been some uh, also some issues open about user management, paging. Maybe we have to take a look also at the Lockcache API because right now it's not completely pluggable. But yeah, we'll see what order we get this in. Depends on some SAP internal priorities and also on maybe community inputs. Not a lot of community inputs right now, but I saw that a lot of people reacted to the release. Maybe they will need maybe a week or two to
Mm-hmm.
try it out, and maybe we'll get some response. Doesn't need to be in this meeting. Async communication in the channel also works, and we have been getting some of this. So yeah.
Cool. So in terms of brokers, are you using the open service broker API or is
Yeah,
there something? Okay.
yeah, we were using this. We're implementing our own client in Go right now because there is no client that's really well maintained at this
Mm,
stage. But we think we have achieved pretty good compliance with OSBAPI. We tested with some example brokers by Spring, and uh, they're them not them like they're example brokers, but they're pretty realistic because the Spring framework is actually being used by some really heavy productive brokers at SAP, and I would imagine maybe outside of SAP as well. So if our client works with this framework, even with an example implementation, we're pretty confident that we'll be able to tackle real world brokers. Of course, if people find bugs, we'll be happy to fix them and cut more releases. And yeah, we were particularly concerned about the asynchronous binding and provisioning uh, and deprovisioning, but they seem
mm-hmm.
to be working pretty well with Spring, so I think that's quite something.
Cool.
So yeah, if you want to chat about something else, you can do so, or if that's it, maybe we can just go it a bit shorter today again. I guess silence might be you don't have more topics.
Oh no, I said that's
Okay,
actually all I had.
I didn't hear that. Cool. I mean, if there's no one else, then I guess let's just take some minutes back and go doing what we're doing. So yeah,
Yeah.
have a nice rest of your day, and I hope I see you again in 2 weeks.
Thanks, Sergey. Any chance you're going to be at KubeCon in London?
Don't know. I don't.
Okay.
I haven't talked with my manager at all, and we don't really like about filing a talk. I'm not really sure if we have something that's of much interest for Kubernetes community.
Mhm. No, I
Uh,
think the talks are the schedule is out, so CFPs aren't open yet, except for
yeah.
like some other events around
Okay.
KubeCon.
Yeah.
But I think SAP is also a sponsor, so I'm sure there'll be like a few folks there. So I was wondering.
I can ask my manager actually, because even if we don't file a talk, or if the talk is not approved, if we can get some budgets, we could get there just to like, you know, get dipped in the community a little bit, like share ideas and
Yeah, I
stuff.
think so too. I mean,
But
usually we have a Cloud Foundry booth that is staffed by people from the community.
mm,
So, more than happy to have any kind of support. I think Chris was mentioning something about following up with somebody from marketing. I forget the name. But anyhow,
yeah,
um,
I'll ask around if we can get some budgets. I'm a little bit pessimistic hearing about
yeah,
uh, recent, like it's I guess everywhere across all companies,
right,
financial
right,
budgets are
right,
getting a
right.
little bit more tight. But if we
Yeah,
can get something, I guess why not? London is not very far away, so
yeah,
travel is pretty
yeah,
much fine. Yeah, yeah. I'll ask around and I'll let you know if I get
yeah,
something
cool.
or if we can file. I'm just not sure about the talk that we gave in Karlsruhe because. Yeah, I don't know if it's of much interest for the Kubernetes community because
Yeah,
there are always BAPI alternatives for Kubernetes, and unless you're into Cloud Foundry. I'm just not sure. And the whole talk about
Yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
Kurifi Next Station and the journey at SAP. Not sure if that's going to resonate a lot with that conference. But yeah, cool. Thanks, Ram.
Cool.
See you
Thanks, man. Have a nice day.
next
Bye bye.
next time. Bye bye.